Sticker here. My voice is still a bit scratchy, but I'm in a lot of recovery now. So I'm going to try to do this the best I can here, so please bear with me. So now this is a follow-up to the last video I did recently on the whole censorship with all the social media companies out there. And now Congress and everybody's starting to get a lot of pressure on to going after this, because it's their job to keep the people's interests safe. So Trump tweeted out, "Social media is totally discriminating against Republicans' conservative voices. Speaking loudly and clearly for the Trump administration, we won't let that happen. They are closing down the opinions of many people on the right, while at the same time doing nothing to others. Censorship is a very dangerous thing and absolutely impossible to police. If you are weeding out fake news, there's nothing so fake as CNN and MSNBC, and yet I do not ask that their sick behavior be removed. I get used to it and watch it with a grain of salt, or don't even watch it at all. Too many voices are being destroyed, some good, some bad, and that cannot be allowed to happen. Who is making the choices? Because I can already tell you that too many mistakes are being made. Let everybody participate, good and bad, and we will all just have to figure it out." Information Liberation reported, "We have the greatest president of all time. He hit on nearly every single point all of us have been discussing for months now, especially since the organized big tech blockade launched against Alex Jones and InfoWars. He said it's an act of discrimination and his administration won't let this happen. He noted how they're only censoring voices on the right, while allowing fake news outlets like CNN and MSNBC to push fake news unimpeded. He also indirectly defended Alex Jones' right to speak by saying the social media companies should let everyone participate, good or bad. I think he heard about the deplatforming of Alex Jones and the censorship of other right-wingers and was simply letting some of the dust settle before speaking out generally against censorship, so as to avoid the issue being solely about Alex Jones, who the media lies constantly and refuses to let defend himself." Fox News host Tucker Carlson on Friday night similarly spoke out against cowardly Republicans who stayed silent in the face of big tech deplatforming Alex Jones.
As you probably heard, recently many of the biggest tech companies joined in a coordinated effort to censor content from broadcaster Alex Jones. Apple, Facebook, Spotify, Vimeo, YouTube, Twitter, all of them pulled or froze Jones's accounts on the grounds that his views are too dangerous to be heard publicly. The left, which seeks to crush anything it can't control, applauded the news. The institutional right in Washington, afraid of being criticized, mostly stayed silent. That was foolish and it was cowardly. This isn't about Alex Jones or any one person. It's about the central principle of our society, and it's at stake here. Do people have a right to communicate their views? It doesn't matter what those views are, Alex Jones's views or anyone else's views. They may be misguided, they may be repugnant. Often they are. But there's a remedy for repugnant views. Make a counter case. Defeat bad ideas with good ideas. Kill lies with truth. That's how healthy societies function. We are moving in the opposite direction. Increasingly, the people in charge use technology to silence criticism, mostly of them. The left will tell you that defending Alex Jones's right to speak is the same as defending what Alex Jones says. That is a lie, and they know it's a lie. We would make the very same case on behalf of Jill Stein or Noam Chomsky on the left, or anyone else the establishment was trying to silence. The left-wing ACLU spent about 100 years representing radical extremists whose views they hated, and they did it to make that point. Free speech is for everybody, even the crazies. That's the very definition of free speech. In a free country, everyone can be heard. In totalitarian societies, only the powerful can be heard. The left used to understand that, but they don't anymore. What changed? Why are the most powerful companies in the world suddenly so threatened by an independent radio show host in Texas that they're willing to lose business in order to make him shut up? And Jones is hardly their only target, that's for sure. Virtually every day, the big tech companies censor someone else whose political opinions they disagree with. You see it all the time. Last summer, the CEO of Google, who is a billionaire, by the way, flew home from family vacation just to fire a low-level programmer called James Damore. What did Damore do? His crime was writing a private memo that gently questioned identity politics. The reaction in both those cases, and many others like them, was weirdly disproportionate, almost hysterical. It was like shooting someone for looking at you funny. Confident people don't behave like that. Insecure, terrified people do. And that's the point. Our establishment crushes dissent not because our establishment is strong, but because it is weak and afraid. In the words of a perceptive essay this week, quote, "Censorship is what happens when powerful people get scared." That piece was written by a former Wall Street executive called Michael Krieger, and it's worth quoting at length here. "Elites aren't afraid of what Alex Jones says," Krieger writes. "They're terrified that it's popular. They're in denial about the consequences of the world they created. Trump didn't divide American society. Alex Jones didn't cause our widespread and, by the way, justified distrust in institutions. Elites did that with their spectacular failures. Trump's election and Alex Jones's popularity are merely symptoms of a corrupt and failed status quo, the stewards of which refuse to take a look in the mirror, accept blame, and reform. Censorship by Silicon Valley billionaires will backfire spectacularly. Ultimately, it's safer for society to have open public forums where all ideas, whether you consider them dangerous and crazy or not, can be openly expressed alongside each other. Deplatforming popular content won't make it go away. It will just shift to areas of the internet you may not see, where it will fester and grow stronger over time and even more intense and radicalized echo chambers. You'll think it's gone from society because it's been safely cleansed from your corporate government Facebook timeline, but it may grow even stronger in the shadows." End quote. In other words, censorship does not work. Ideas spread. The good ones, which are rooted in nature and observable reality, take root and they endure. People know what's true. They can smell it. You can't stop them from knowing that. You can't control their minds. You can only humiliate yourself and undermine your own authority by trying. Our childish billionaire overlords may be geniuses, they say they are, but they don't understand that. Someday soon they will learn, and that is a comforting thought at a time like this.
Big tech companies are freaking out over this stuff. Companies can actually be destroyed through regulations and discrimination suits, especially if they're being hounded by the Department of Justice. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Apple, and Twitter are carrying out election interference on behalf of the Democrats on a level never before seen. This is actual, real, verifiable criminal collusion. God bless President Trump for speaking out against these tyrants, and God bless everyone out there that is a part of this large truth movement on helping to stop censorship. Freedom of speech is what all the sides used to want. Every single side used to always want that, and the left just, for some reason, doesn't care about their rights anymore. They're not understanding at all. You silencing one is the same as silencing everybody else. What do you guys think about all this? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Please subscribe to our channel, like our video.